Hey everybody, I want to Weasem here. 4:34 a.m. Thursday, February 26, 2015. It's springtime in Animal Crossing New Leaf, if anyone cares. Apparently on the 25th, that was a bit of a shock to me. No one mentioned it on Twitter. May still be the only person playing that regularly. I don't know. If you play ACNL, let me know. I've got my dream address out there. I'll gladly reissue it. Probably ought to make an updated standalone video where I just have that in there. But anyway, we'll deal with that in just a little bit. Base upgrades for Bushwhack we got done at that point in time. Realized we did not have his soul gem. It was in Chapter 3. Chompy Mountain is just a little, it's in the Troll Fortress area. You see Broccoli Guy for the very first time. You don't capture him, but you see him. It's a pretty sweet battle right there. You come out, Wallop Soul Gem is in the Traptanium and kind of like the pond lake area. As you go forward, if you go off Persephone, you'll see her. If you go back to the right, you'll see a little house you can enter eventually. That has Chill Bill's Villain Challenge. And if you continue to the right, basically making the circle around the little Coliseum you battled in, that's where Bushwhack's Soul Gem was. So we got that track down. Just took regular Bushwhack down Axe Avenger, and that path is fan-freaking-tastic. It is really one of the best upgrade paths I've seen in Trap Team thus far, so that is saying something right there. That said, if you take the links at the top of the video description box, my site or the Skylander Club forum, you'll see the base upgrade, you'll see Axe Avenger, you will see Armor Awesomeness, which you're watching now, you will see my exclusive attack damage spreadsheet, and you will also see my comprehensive analysis. The important thing to note, Armor Awesomeness, it sounded great to me at the beginning, and there's a couple of things. Number one I need to cover for you. If you are a huge Bushwhack fan and you're like, instead of picking up the same thing, I'm going to get the legendary version so I can differentiate the two. That's a fantastic idea. Here's why. Bushwhack's health 290, legendary Bushwhack plus 10 sitting at 300. Bushwhack's critical hit is 60, legendaries is 80. That's a plus 20 increase there. And then one of the biggest things for me, Bushwhack's armor is 18, legendary Bushwhack's is 30. That's a plus minus 12 in favor of legendary Bushwhack. Across the board, he's sitting, 42 higher, cumulative stat count wise, which that's a significant increase. The main thing is the armor. Now, base upgrades, we had one called In a Nutshell, and it states, get some new armor taking a reduced damage. So I'm sitting here thinking, freaking awesome. This is like the glory days of SSA, where you'd see that tied in on a path. And it's, you have the ones that you like even better, which are in the base upgrades. And I was thinking, is it going to be plus 40 or one of those smaller numbers? I was thinking even if it went from 18 to 24, it'd be cool. And it did nothing. So it's one of those things, I assume in the game, if we're attacked, you'll see the shield pop up more. But tangibly, something we can measure and say it increased at X amount, nothing. That's why with Armor Awesomeness, you've got Primal Warrior as upgrade number 2 down the path, and you get new armor, which you take reduced damage. Does that mean it's the same as In a Nutshell, or will we go from 30 with legendary Bushwhack to 60? I don't know, and that's what I'm kind of worried about. The good news is the first upgrade here looks pretty fantastic, so we'll see how it goes. But Armor Awesomeness is what we're going to take legendary down. Improve armor for protection and attacking. Let's go ahead and do that. And before we progress, I'm going to come in here.
Showing signs of growth.
I'm going to go to stats. As you can see, armor 30, speed 60, critical hit 80. So the important stat we want to pay attention to is armor sitting at 30.
Looks like I'm a natural.
He really, like I said, he doesn't look bad for a legendary color scheme. The acorns don't look near as cool. They're just kind of like a glowing bell here. Whereas on regular Bushwhack, it looks like he's got like nuclear grenades strapped across him or something. So, alright, here we go though. Let's get this thing going. Yes, we are. We're going to take Bush's Shack. Hold X to create a leafy hut for protection and healing. 12.58 is the price for our 13 wing sapphires. I don't know that I can really showcase this well. Maybe it'll pop up with like a +5 or whatever it may do. So my favorite attack is the jump slam. And I mean, he does 140 as is. Note the axe shape there. So let's go ahead now and hold X.
Nature protect me.
Okay, so wow. Plus 25 is hidden in there. Apparently you can just hold that down perpetually. Let's get a count on it. So, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4. So basically 3 seconds to set it up. And then every 4 seconds plus 25. So Bush's Shack is 3-second setup and plus 25 every 4 seconds. That's pretty awesome. I mean, you could go down 100, and if you stay in there about 15 seconds, you're back up the 100 that you lost. So, what it does protection-wise, I don't know. We'd have to like just go let someone maul us to death. Let's go ahead just to be safe. That's the wrong button, but just to be safe.
Looks like I'm a natural.
Alright, he's still at 30. Alright, so we'll probably monitor that each click here, particularly after this one. So, second upgrade down Armor Awesomeness. Okay, it looks like it's going to change him aesthetically. For those of you who hate aesthetic changes, you'll want to make note of this and proceed accordingly. I was unaware that this would happen. Primal Warrior, get new armor, taking a reduced damage and doing extra damage with the head bash attacks. That's a nice bonus. 1628 is the price. I think he's got so much money because I battled that whatever dude in chapter 3 that's got like 99 or 98 health and sky stones, and I just obliterated him. Okay, so obviously he's changed. He's got more like moose antler things going down, I guess. Let's come in and see if this hopefully is measurably different.
Looks like I'm a natural.
You can also pick up on the changes, you know, pretty good right here on the screen too. There's another perk to it. Stats 30. That just kills me. I mean, why do we even have that armor bar if it's not going to be increased by something that says, you know, get some new armor, take reduced damage, get new armor, taking reduced damage. I don't know. I mean, I would have loved to have seen the 30 become 36 in the base upgrades, and then it become plus 12 to 48 here with Primal Warrior. But whatever.
Showing signs of growth.
That said, the head bash, what was that even doing? I don't really use that a lot. 75 to 112 is where we were at, so let's see what it does now.
Whoa.
100, so that should be one. Yeah, there we go. That was nice. So Primal Warrior, increased armor. I'm gonna put still 30 in parentheses because that just ticks me off. And then 100 to 150 on head bash. Alright, so now, that's about the extent of that.
Ready for another
We're going to come in and get the final base upgrade, or path upgrade, which is called Spring Forward. You can see what it would look like with standard Bushwhack. Hold Y to dash forward and perform a super head bash attack for 2200. Alright, so just to recap, if I tap Y, we're now going to do 100 to 150 with our Armor Awesomeness upgrade, so that's what I'm showcasing there. Now if I hold it down, they claim we're going to dash and perform a super head bash. Let's take a look at that. Okay, wow, that's pretty cool. So he moves very quickly, might be the biggest asset of that. If you were about to die and you needed to fleet, hold down Y. Granted, he'll headbutt, but unless the enemy is super quick, I mean, look at the ground he covers. So unless you've got somebody just really fast behind you, you ought to be okay. Oh wow, he does damage on the charge. That's nice. So sadly though, the 100 to 150 stays the same. Let's see if we can charge through both of these guys. Okay, so there's nice radial damage there I was unaware of. Yeah, so he can charge through. I mean, not through, but you get the idea. So 40 to 60 and 100 to 150. Spring forward, dash quickly, 40 to 60, and then head bash It seems to me like the head bash should have increased there. I don't know. That's kind of, this whole path is kind of disappointing. Now Bush's Shack though, I think would be like the saving grace here really. Number one, if you like the aesthetics here, take this path. Number two, I don't know, man. If Primal Warrior would have been like a plus 40 armor, I would have been here telling you that Bushwhack has 2 epic paths. But since that's not the case, since he's still sitting at 30 in the armor department on the official statistical page, I assume in the game, if, you know, I'm playing as Bushwhack, my nephew's legendary Bushwhack, and we just both set our controllers down and let the trolls blast us, you're going to see, and we say they're both level 5 and at 500 health or whatever, my nephew theoretically would last longer because of the increased armor from Primal Warrior with Armor's Awesomeness. But since that's not tangible, it kind of just makes me mad because, you know, I wanted to see 18 become 58 or 18 become 24, 30, 60, etc. So that's kind of a buzzkill. Like I said though,
Your next challenge
that is still there. It is still a factor. That upgrades the head bash, which then for some reason doesn't do more damage on spring forward. The cool thing about spring forward is just the speed, and while you're getting away you can do 40 to 60 and then you still do the 100 to 150. Can we terminate that on our own?
Whoa!
Let's see. I think you can terminate it on your own. I'm just releasing Y. You know what? I don't know that you can, because I think by the time you've held Y, if you release, it's just going to auto do it. So the biggest deal though, I would say, is this, the plus 25. We may run into a chapter and see what that'll do. It'll damage enemies too, supposedly, I think. Protection and healing. We'll see how well it protects us in just a second. That said, we got one more thing to do, and it's pretty cool. Of course, it's even cooler with the axe, but Timber, it is his soul gem. Jump and hold X to plant a giant tree, which is then cut down to smash whatever's below. $29.60 is the price. Yes, we're sure. Now, this is, for me personally, I'm a huge fan of a standard jump slam attack, which isn't advertised, but it does 140 when you take Armor Awesomeness. But if I hold Y, check this out. Really? There we go. Thank you. I don't know why it wasn't working. But I was hoping the tree would be legendary colored, but it's not. That said, it does 440 to 660 on the damage. It has very nice radius on it. You can kind of see eventually. What is the deal here? Wow. So it seems to work better with the other path. I can say that for certain. I don't know, maybe it just doesn't want to have a tree right there. We'll try it here. There we go, I don't know. But anyway, that was a bad example. Well, anyway, you'll have to take my word for it, and it's in regular Bushwhack's video, but that can cover that entire area and do 440 to both of them. And then, of course, critical side of that is 660. So that's pretty awesome. That said, I've got a fully endorsed Axe Avenger at this point, and everyone that's watched my videos for any length of time should know that I am Mr. Armor. If there's a path that there's armor, the only way I'm not going to prefer it in most cases is if it's like this, or there's another path with speed, and then it depends on the character. But Axe Avenger is beastly, and this is just, you know, kind of, I don't know what to say about it. But we're just going to stand here and take some damage once we get down here. And I guess we'll let Tussle Sprout kind of wail on us a little bit. And then I'm going to try to stay away from those guys. Let's actually just try it this way. Okay, so they can still damage us. I don't think we're killing those guys at all. I'm not seeing any XP from them. So yeah, they can still damage us, but I mean, a pathetic enemy like that's not going to do anything to us. Let's just sense this on the path. Okay, so that makes the head bash look pretty impressive. Yeah. Let's just use the axe, that's ridiculous. Alright. So let's get hit here, shall we? Alright, I'm gonna do this so we don't damage anybody.
Nature's bounty.
We can see this a lot better, so that does no damage to the enemies. We're taking 8 or 9 from that guy. Looks like 9, so I'm gonna stand up and let's see if he does more damage to us. Just one, please. 17, yeah. So that basically cuts the damage in half. Now, I've not seen the shield show up anywhere. Right there was the first time. We're getting hit quite a bit. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 times 9. 10. 10 hits and we've not gotten any...
Over the edge.
Oh, I thought we
Brussels
died.
sprout
I
defeated.
was like, you gotta be kidding me. Granted, we should have. But that is why I do not like the critical hits. And I do not like this aspect. It just truly does bother me. Yes, I have to get these coins. It's a bad habit, I know. Alright, back to the academy. So we will wrap this thing up where we should be now. Oh, we had 10 hits in a row there, and the shield never once popped up. Prior to that, when I started paying attention, I saw it one time within 8 hits. So we're talking about 18, 20 hits, and the shield came up one freaking time. That, to me, is unacceptable. And it's not something that I'm happy with. It's not something I'm satisfied with. It's not something I'm going to endorse. Now, Bush's Shack, what's cool there, we got plus 25 health coming up every 4 seconds, but we basically cut the damage in half. Those guys were doing, 8 to 9 to us. Get out of Bush's Shack, and they're doing 17 to 18. So, theoretically, if an enemy was hitting us, a troll, we'll say, was doing 100 damage with their club. If we're in Bush's Shack, it would do 50. So you can kind of get an idea how proficient that could be used. Obviously, if you're a new coming player, that might be something you like to pursue. If you're a huge fan of the head bash, or you like dash attacks, obviously spring forward's tied in with that path. The armor aspect of it, I'm just going to write that off as a waste outside of Bush's Shack, because if Legendary went from 30 to 60 by the time we'd fully upgraded him, I would be like, yes, this is 2 great paths. Don't know what to tell you. It'll be dependent upon your personal playstyle and preferences. As is, I have to be honest with you, Axe Avenger is the superior path. Definitively superior. Plus, I can execute the Soul Gem with it 100% of the time. Here, for whatever reason, on Armor's Awesomeness, sometimes a tree doesn't seem to want to grow. So, I don't know what the deal is, but this isn't a bad path. Bush's Shack is very cool, but me personally, not a big fan of the head bash. I do like the dash, I'll admit that. And the Shack is great, but if this would have had a plus 40 armor on Primal Warrior, would be singing a different tune right now. It does not. You saw for yourself about 20 hits and the armor icon, the shield popped up one time. Not acceptable for me, and that's why I have to give the nod to Axe Avenger. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Very unique, though, Bush's Shack. I've got to say that, too. So, main thing, I mean, if you're a Bushwhack fan, you're probably going to want to take Axe Avenger. Even for beginner players, I honestly think you'd be better off decimating your enemies by spamming your primary attack than you would be retreating into Bush's Shack, That said, if you are a huge Bushwhack fan, grab Legendary and take whichever path you didn't from the get-go and go that route. So, that said, I am very, very impressed with Axe Avenger. I think part of the problem with Armor Awesomeness is I'm having to compare it to Axe Avenger, which is a just a vastly superior path, and one that I am quite fond of, in all honesty. So, that said, make sure you're following me on Twitch. I will be live streaming Skylanders Trap Team, particularly here again very shortly. You're going to start seeing several chapters crank out, I believe. So, stay tuned for that. You can follow me on Twitter. I will update you when I'm going to stream, things of that nature. My Skylander hunting, amiibo stories, all kinds of stuff like that. Plus all the videos when they go live, I try to post there. Make sure you are subscribed. You can like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. My personal site is oneofwisdom.com. Also be sure to check out the Skylander Club forum at skylanderclub.com. If you like what you see there, sign up. We would love to have you. Important things to note at the top of the video description box. You're going to see two links, one to my site, oneofwisdom.com, the other to the Skylander Club forum. Take those, you will see Legendary Bushwhack's Armor Awesomeness you're watching now. You'll see Bushwhack going down Axe Avenger. You'll see Bushwhack's base upgrades. You'll see my comprehensive analysis on it. And most importantly, you will see my exclusive attack damage number spreadsheet, which will be a great asset for you in your Skylanders research. So check that out. Take advantage of it. Make use of it. Tell your friends about it. Have them check it out. And that's the goal there. I do this stuff. I don't think anyone else does. And I enjoy it. I like documenting it. And as a result, I share it with everyone else. So again, make use of it. Switch paths, change paths, confirm you took the best path. Whatever you want to do, just have some fun with it. And like I said, thanks so much for watching. And for myself and the Bushwhacks, we will catch you back here as we upgrade Nitro Head Rush.